I wasn't yours. I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back to who I was before. I like me better, I like me better.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Auntie gotta get mean again. If you guys wanna know what I'm talking about, let's go. Okay, so I have recently been getting comments and messages asking me if I'm going to speak on, my glasses not, what is going on with Gloria over on TikTok. If you do not know who she is a popular beauty content creator on TikTok who is of a deeper complexion, and a lot of her content is based around trying out products, seeing how it works on deeper complexions. And now mind you, you already know how it is for me, who is a deeper complexion, and she has an even deeper complexion. So you already know what that feels like when it comes to trying out products. So not only is her content based around trying products for deeper complexions, it also calls out a lot of brands for how their products work on deeper complexions. And again, if you guys are not new, you already know how this goes. Y'all know people do not like that. So very recently, she made a post on TikTok. I'm not sure if she made it on Instagram as well, where basically she announced that she is taking a step back from the beauty world, from the content creation world, because it's just become too much. The racism that she has to deal with every single day, the vitriol that she gets for daring to say anything to these brands. You know, it's just, if you know, you know, like no one is supposed to have to deal with that every single day. So she was just taking a step back, and as you would imagine, the people who like her and the people who just have common sense, they don't like that. And people asked if I was going to say anything about that, so here we go. Now, I have actually seen more and more of her content on my For You page recently. Like, there have been some more launches. I think Patrick Ta, maybe even One Size Beauty, are some brands that she has called out because they've released blushes or contour sticks or foundations where the deepest shades were just not deep. And if you remember, she was also the one with the Euphoria foundation where it was just a straight up black liquid in a bottle that got that going. And again, they were gaslighting her like, oh, well, it's going to match someone, and well, do you want them to make deeper shades or not? Here's the thing, when it comes to the makeup world and its consumers, and I actually just spoke about this a couple weeks ago when I said something on Tier, and I'll even address that later. Makeup consumers, besides the obvious, you know, like racism, telling black people to shut up and be quiet, you know, take what you can get, and if you can't get anything, still shut up and accept that. Besides that obvious, right, that is where a lot of the telling black creators to shut up comes from. For some reason, the makeup consumers defend these brands like their life depends on it. Like they are actually going to get something out of it for defending them so hard, as if they're going to get something out of it. And I always talk about like how just strange it is when you go in the comment section and you'll like, you know, if it's a brand that is responding to something that is happening, or if it's a content creator who is speaking about something, how dare you, you know, say something about product that was given to you for free. I would kill for a free eyeshadow palette. If I was put on PR, I would do nothing but say how great the brand is. And that's the problem. That is the problem. And the whole influencer world also does play a role into it, because a lot of people do defend these brands and want to be the best buddies because of what they see comes with the influencer world of receiving free products, of the trips, stuff like that. But it's so funny because y'all will say things like this in brands' comments, but then also hate content creators because of those benefits, right? Like I can't trust content creators because they'll say anything for a free product for a free, but y'all are consumers who are in the comments saying, literally saying, if it was me, I would never say anything bad about you. That's a problem, because not everything is great. Everything can't be great that a brand puts out there. And y'all know I have never had a problem saying what I didn't like about a product, stuff like that. That has not stopped me from being able to work with brands. That is literally the way I be having brands reach out like, hey, I saw your video. I've had brands say, I played your video in the meeting so we can know what is wrong with either our, you know, advertising or what is wrong with our product, what we could do to do better, because that is where it's coming from if I say it. Like, baby, I don't wake up and just say, you know, I kind of feel like destroying a brand today. I was gonna go ahead and shit all over there. No, if I say it, it's because I probably would like the product better if you did this, that, and the third, or I think you could do this, that, and the third. And a lot of the times, y'all know, yes, I do receive a fair amount of free product, but I'm also spending my money. At the end of the day, I'm still a makeup consumer, baby, and I'm not doing you a favor by giving you my money for the product. I'm spending my money. I expect something in return that is valuable to me. So that's why I'm speaking on it. Like, I don't know how much y'all remember about the whole Anastasia Beverly Hills thing, where it just got very weird. It got past like, this is a brand putting out products, selling you a product, and you are spending your money to get it, where it became like, who can be Norvina's best friend, right? Like, oh, I want to be in group chats where we're Norvina's whores. I'm getting tattoos that say Norvina. Like, there is just a very odd parasocial relationship between consumers and brands where they feel like they kind of have to defend them till the end. Thus, if you are a content creator who dares speaks out about any of this stuff, you are, yeah, that is pretty much what it's going to be like for you. Okay, I had to take my glasses off because my camera kept doing this weird like going light and dark thing, and I'm assuming it's because of the glasses. So to put this into perspective, Lil Pumpkin Pie, that was like what, 2009? She started her account somewhere around there. October of this year makes it 9 years that I've been doing this, right? You know, Nima Tang, I think she started what, 2016? Somewhere around, and now here we are in 2024, and Gloria is going through the same exact thing on a completely different platform, right? New platform compared to YouTube, just like YouTube was different compared to Facebook. And here we have it, Black women going through the same exact thing, because the internet has literally never been a safe space for Black women, especially dark-skinned Black women, especially dark-skinned Black women who are advocating for something, because you are expected to sit there and take it. Whatever it is, you're expected to sit there and take it. If we really want to go there, that is across most industries, and that is also not just the internet, baby, because Harriet had to leave people behind. All of the activists of that time were having dogs released on them, hoses released on them. So it's literally nothing new to be Black and to be advocating for something and having people who are going to say mean things or do mean things to you, right? I have literally been called every slur you can think of. Every slur you can think of, and at least I can say, because racists are not smart enough to be creative, you know, like 400 years later with new racism, right? So it's the slurs that you can think of, right? It's the G-A-E-R, tar baby. Y'all remember when I was doing those responding to negative comment videos, and one of them was like, which I'll never forget, oh, instead of you know, like complaining about not having foundations for your skin tone, why don't you just use mud? Like, I have literally had every negative thing that you could think of said to you to this day, right? There's a content creator, I'm not gonna say who it is, but one time I was with her and she was like, girl, you would never believe the words that I've had to filter out so that they don't show up in my comment section. If you don't know what I'm talking about, like, there is the option to make it so that like you don't see certain comments. You don't see certain comments that use certain words that you don't want shown, right? So she shows me the list of words that she had to block out because so many comments were being made with those. Burnt, blackie, of course, slurs, crispy, all of that type of stuff, like all of those words, it just, the list kept going and going and going. Like, none of that is new. And like I said, the racism aspect of all of this doesn't really surprise you if you've been doing this for a long time, because like racism comes with everything. Like, most Black people will experience some type of racism, stuff like that, as children, right? Like, you can be a child and remember something that you just, like, that first moment when you realize, oh no, like, life really is different when you are Black, right? So like, that doesn't surprise you because it's just ingrained in everything, right? And it really doesn't even affect you as much the older that you get, because it is something that you have been dealing with since you were a child, right? Now, yeah, like, depending on what it is, what's said, what's done, it can still like get under your skin a little bit, right? Or you can just like realize, oh, okay, like I'm dealing with a racist or something like that. But like, the older that you get, and again, because it's the same things that you've been hearing for decades, you're just kind of like, oh, okay, another racist, like, oh, okay. Like, a couple weeks ago, someone tried to tell me something like, oh, I should go worry about who my baby daddy is, or finding out who my father is. And I'm just like, oh, okay. that's real. I never heard that before. And also like when it doesn't pertain to you, like it doesn't hit, because y'all know like I ain't got no kids, so I don't need to find a baby daddy, and my father is at home. Okay, I talk to him at least twice a day. So like that aspect of this doesn't really surprise you. People who are like overly defending the brands also isn't really going to surprise you, because you know like people are just, they're bootlickers. They've got this weird parasocial relationship with brands. Like it is what it is. I can say like, at least for me and like other content creators that I know personally, like when we have these type of conversations, what does hurt the most, what does bother you the most, and I feel like something that kind of isn't talked about in these type of conversations, is when it's coming from people that look like you. When it's coming from people who you are also advocating for, where you're just kind of like, I thought this was supposed to be a sisterhood, and this ain't sistering. Like, what is going on? Like, if y'all remember a couple weeks ago, I tried the Tier foundation because I was asked to, right? If you guys haven't noticed, I don't really have many videos like that I have to call brands out and stuff like that, because I simply just stopped talking about them. And that's another thing. When you've been doing it so long and you had to go through all of this, at some point you just stop talking as much, because you're just kind of like, I can't really win. And it's kind of like, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, because nothing's really changing. And you know, somehow like I end up being the one that's a problem. So you kind of start talking about it less and less. Now don't get it twisted. You're never gonna make me stop talking, right? Because this is my mouth, this is my phone, this is my internet. So I can upload whatever it is that I want to, and as you get older, you get tired. Child, I said it once, I said it twice, I said it a third time, don't make me say it a fourth time, because at that point, you know what you're doing. And I know what you're doing. And that's the thing, like, people want to have a think piece, they want to have a debate about everything that is offensive, everything that is this, that, and the third on the internet, and people know what they're doing. Brands know what they are doing. So I'm also at a point where I'm just like, I know what you're doing, you know what you're doing, and I'm gonna let you have it. Y'all see, like, yeah, I throw shots at Almay when we're having conversations like this, but like day to day, Almay exists, I know it exists, and I leave it where it's at because they've let it be known what it is. we're not gonna keep having this conversation, right? But like sometimes, I'm gonna be like, yo, I feel like I need to say something. So I tried the Tier foundation. And it's so funny because like I really haven't had conversations like that in a good minute, because I've just stuck to the makeup that is inclusive, right? The makeup that does work. So I upload the video and immediately it's like 2015. Oh, why would you expect a K-beauty brand to include you? Oh, you did it wrong. You're the problem. Oh, it does work for you. It did work. You just didn't use it correctly. Literally just the same exact things that I am always used to getting when I dare, you know, tell a brand, hey, you could do better. And if you guys remember when I was talking about it, what bothered me the most during that time wasn't any racism that I might come across, wasn't, you know, people who were doing it to, you know, maybe Tier is gonna send you a full package like they do influencers. It was the comments that are coming from people who look like me, because at that point, really, like, what are you getting out of this? Because it can't be you bootlicking that they'll send you a foundation shade because they don't have your shade either. Like that's what be getting me when it's coming from the people that look like me, because regardless of whatever the demographic is that someone is trying to get a corporation or people to be more inclusive of, there's always going to be people who fit into that demographic who are going around, well, I'm not affected. Well, I'm black and I'm not offended. Well, I'm plus size and I'm a woman and I'm not. Shut up. Shut up. Because why? Why are you asking me, why would you expect a K-beauty brand to include your dark shade? Because they're advertising it. Because they're sending it to black content creators. What are you talking about? They sent Jackie Aina the full range of their foundations. Do you hear how you sound saying, why would you expect a brand that sent you their product to have a product that works for you? When I tell you I be behind my phone wanting to just, because turn it on. Turn it on. What? What? What did I just say about Almay? I'm not bothering Almay, because Almay doesn't bother me. Almay doesn't fake add dark skin to their advertisement. They don't send out their product to dark skin for dark skin to try it. And with this whole Gloria thing, what really like blew it over, if you guys haven't seen, there are new blushes from YSL. They sent her the blushes. One of the shades is like a lilac purple-y type blush. showed it on her skin, showed that it didn't work on her skin, and everyone just, oh, well, it's not meant for you. It's not this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. Now, granted, I just think that that is a shade that, like, you don't wear that shade unless you are someone who is a more, you know, editorial makeup. Like, I'm so sorry, I just don't think you're wearing that shade because you want a regular everyday look. I've seen it on multiple skin tones, and it doesn't look good on any of them. But the point is, you sent it to her. Once you send it to the content creator, you're opening yourself up for them to say that it works for them, that it doesn't work for them, any of that. But if you don't want that, if you're saying you're a K-beauty brand and you don't want to have to make shades for deeper complexions, don't advertise it to me. Don't send it to me. Don't ask me that, none of that. And that's what y'all are not getting, because if you haven't seen, there is a plus size content creator on TikTok. I believe her name is Samira, something like that. But you know, she is going around to brands who promote themselves as inclusive, and hey, you say you're inclusive, but I don't see any inclusivity in your advertising, or you know, when I go into the store, I can't find sizes or stuff like that, blah, 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 right? And there is a plus size comedian who came out and basically said something like, oh, they don't have to include your sizes. If you want to be able to find clothes that fit, lose weight. And like I just said, if you aren't required to be inclusive to my size, don't say you carry my size. I feel like it's that don't half-ass that you're inclusive if you don't want to be inclusive. And also, okay, so if I need to lose weight so I can find clothes that fit, what am I supposed to wear while I'm losing the weight? Am I supposed to lose weight naked? And mind you, like, clothes are a necessity. Makeup, that's a luxury. Clothes are a necessity. Like, telling people you're not entitled to a necessity, but also like the brand is advertising the necessity. So then why are they advertising if they don't have to sell it? Is that fake inclusivity? Which is what people are pointing out. Okay. Oh, and don't forget the gaslighters who, well, this is why you're supposed to use Black-owned brands. Okay, but let the Black-owned brand can't ship to you like Amazon can. Let the Black-owned brand have to take 6 months to have to restock their products. Let the Black-owned brand have $12 shipping. Then it's a, well, I can go to Sephora. I can go to Ulta. I can do. So thoughts on what is happening? While unfortunate, am I surprised? Not in the least bit, because it has never been a safe space for Black women to speak up for themselves, for others, anything like that. They are expected to take it and sit there and shut up. However, they are also expected to stand up and say something when it comes time to protest, riot, advocate, something like that. Who are people going to be the main ones, the driving factor behind it? So expected to be the mule. But then when you are the mule, sit down and shut up. You talk too much, you complain too much, you're always angry, you're always yelling, and we're expected to not be crazy. Like the way people will pick and choose when your advocacy, when your mouth is necessary and when it's not, like, it doesn't work that way. I had made a video, it was on a celebrity brand, right? So I had someone in the comments who was like, oh, you're always complaining, you're always mad. And it was very clear that they were a stan of the celebrity, right? But then, like, fast forward a couple months later, the same person gonna message me, are you gonna say something about, I think it was Tarte at the time or something like that. I was like, didn't you just tell me to shut up? Didn't you? So yeah, Black women are expected to be on call when needed for certain conversations, and then when not, to sit there and shut up. So advice that I could give on this is you really have to ask yourself, is it worth it to you? Because it is perfectly fine to wake up one day and say, y'all can keep this. Always put your mental health first. If it is too much for you, if it has gotten to a point where it's too much for you and you're just like, you know, I need to go find something else to do, that is fine. You're going, oh, well, your advocacy wasn't real if it's so easy. No. Always put yourself first. Always put your mental health first. If you do decide that you are going to stick through it, also know that you're not alone. Like, there are other people who are going through the same exact thing. And also remember, like, for every negative comment that you get, for every one, there's like 50 people in the comments who like you. You gotta learn to, like, tune out the negative comments, which is a lot easier said than done. Okay, that's why people be having a mental breakdown once a month. But, like, literally just have to look at it like, tell yourself the person behind the phone is a loser, because they most likely are. Sorry, that's how I be looking. You're a loser. You're getting nothing out of this. If it's someone who's just flat out being racist, you know that they're just a loser who's racist. If it's someone who's just being an ass kisser, just know that they are literally getting nothing out of it. And you will most likely get more out of it if you continue. Whether it's change, if that's what you're getting out of it, like actual change happening, people supporting you, if that's what's happening. Because for all the ass kissing that goes on to these brands and they get nothing in return, baby, you see how the brands are still working with content creators that call them out. They are, you know, collabing with them. They are using them to, you know, put out these collaborations, these line increases, extensions, which is what I'm looking for. You will most likely end up on the side that you want to be on if you continue on. But yeah, that's really how you gotta look at it. So yeah, that is it for this video. Unfortunate, but it is just the world that we live in. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm just saying, well, just accept it, like just live with it, that people are going to treat you that way. But to get through it, while you are striving for change, you also have to live in reality of what it is in present time, and that is just what it is. So those are some of the practices you can use to get through it if you choose to continue on with it, because you can't let the internet drive you crazy. You just cannot. So yeah, if you are the, you know, I need to step away for a minute, collect myself, then do that. If you're the, baby, ain't nobody gonna shut me up, cause who you touch, nothing, okay. If you are the, I'm going to say something, I'm going to clap back, then also do that. But like I said, just know you're not alone. Know that more people like you than dislike you. Keep in mind, people are losers, people are miserable, so they live a different reality online compared to how they live in real life. Like, you have to keep all of that in mind, because I'm telling you, do not let all of this, do not let people on the internet drive you crazy. But like, that is what it is. So those are some of the best ways that you can get through it. But that is it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you've seen what's going on, what you think. Make sure to thumbs up, comment, subscribe, turn notification bells down below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Yeah.